Have you ever had that one friend, that one teammate, that one coworker who's just always getting the girls that he wants, and at the same time you notice that this guy, he's kind of a jerk. He kind of doesn't care. He doesn't really care about what people think of him. He doesn't really care about what women think of him. He treats them however he wants, even though sometimes he's kind of like a jerk and an asshole. Despite all that, he gets the girls that he wants. Why is that? People like this, the reason why they're able to get the girls that they want is because of one thing. They have what's known as frame control. When you are in control of your own frame and you're not going into the frame of other people, you're not being affected by other people's frames, the way they live their life, the way they carry themselves, you are in a position of strength. When you are in that position of strength, people get attracted to it because you have your own sense of security. When you have that type of resources for yourself as a man, in terms of being your own supporter, being self-confident and self-reliant, and you care about your own opinion instead of leaning into other people's opinions, that makes you a strong individual. Now you see, women aren't attracted to assholes for the fact that they're assholes and jerks. That's not necessarily what they're attracted to. What they're attracted to in these guys is the fact that these guys have frame control. I had this one classmate in Egypt when I used to live there, whom had this exact thing. This kid wasn't exactly super nice to people. He wasn't always a jerk, but he wasn't super nice. However, everybody always listened to him when he spoke. Everyone always followed his ideas. He was the best storyteller. He was that kid, whenever we play soccer, that everyone wanted to pass the ball to. He's the kid that everyone liked and everyone wanted to gain his approval, kind of. And I think to myself, why is that? The reason is because this guy had frame control. Even though he was a jerk sometimes, not all the times, but sometimes, people always wanted his opinion. People always talked to him and listened to him when he spoke. This guy had frame control. He didn't care what other people told him. He didn't care what other people thought of him. He was always doing himself. I'm just gonna do me. He's not hungry. He's full. He's satisfied. He doesn't need anything. Remember guys, if you've been watching my videos for a while, being in a state of neediness where you need other people's validation and approval, you need women's validation and approval, that's a state of non-resourcefulness. When you're in a state of non-resourcefulness, you are low value, and low value is not attractive. A high value man is self-reliant, like I said, and that's what makes him attractive. He doesn't care what anyone else thinks of him. And that's exactly why the nice guy is very unattractive. He's very repellent. You know, like those mosquito repellents? Yes, he's a girl repellent. Anytime he opens his goddamn mouth, women get repelled. Why? Is it just because he's nice and respectful? Of course not. That's not the main reason. The reason is because he doesn't have his own strong frame. He's always hopping into other people's frames, especially women, especially the really attractive women. This guy, whenever he meets an attractive woman, he always loses his shit. He always loses his frame because he's not used to it. He doesn't have enough strength, enough balls, enough resources, including his mental resources, the most importantly. Those aren't strong enough, and because they are, anyone can push him around. And if anyone can push him around, and he's always leaning into other people's frames, and he cares way too much about what people think of him, especially women, how the do you think that anyone's gonna respect this guy? They won't. Of course they're not gonna respect him. They're not gonna respect him because he can't even respect himself. He doesn't have his own frame. That's exactly why, just like the classic saying, nice guys finish last. Some people just take this notion and just completely blow it out of proportion. What a nice guy means, when they say nice guys finish last, they mean guys who are pushovers and guys who don't have their own frame. They're not self-reliant, non-resourceful, non-confident. They have these repelling characteristics to women. That's what a nice guy is. It doesn't mean that you have to be a jerk to women, because women don't like being treated poorly. What they like about that asshole or that jerk is the fact that that man has his own strong frame. If you could have your own strong frame and at the same time be respectful, but be firm, but fair, and have your own boundaries, you're gonna be the best man. Because you have the self-reliance and you have your own state control, and at the same time, you're respectful. You're a gentleman. You're not a pushover or a nice guy. You're a gentleman instead. It's a big difference. This is the exact same reason why you notice that the women you don't really care about that much in terms of being attracted to are the ones who are attracted to you, but oftentimes the women who you have really strong feelings for and attraction to don't feel the same about you. And then you're asking yourself, why the hell does this keep happening? The reason why it keeps happening is very simple. The women whom you don't really see anything with and you're not attracted to, you're just yourself around them. You have your own frame. You're not nervous. You're not anxious. You're not qualifying yourself to her. You're still confident. And because of all those things, she's attracted to you. You're confident. You're full. Like I said, you're not hungry. You're not thirsty for attention, for her approval. You're still your own person. As opposed to when you really like a girl, a lot of you guys, based upon your comments, no offense, but the way you act around these girls is you completely fall apart. Starting to buy her gifts and starting to just stalk her and surprise her at her house I think that's ridiculous, bro. Like, look at you. No offense, but look how that sounds at least. The gist of all of this is just holding your own frame, maintaining your own strong frame. And the way to overcome this, dude, is two things. First, you need to self-actualize and start pursuing the things that you want to in life and actually go after them. And when you start doing that, you're naturally going to carry yourself with an air of confidence. That's the first. The second, you need to interact with enough women. Like I've said in a million other videos, a great tactic to help improve this almost immediately in just a month is within a month, approach 100 different attractive women who are strangers over the course of that month. I'm not going to tell you how to approach them or what to say or what not to say. You're just naturally going to get that confidence and charisma with women. Now, putting those two aside, here's what I also want you to do. Start asking yourself these questions. What does this woman really have to offer me? Is she really that high value of a woman? Or am I just sabotaging myself based upon her beauty and her looks? Because listen, man, a lot of times those looks are deceiving. They're giving you a mask and they're kind of masking who she really is on the inside. You don't really know this girl. What if she has shitty communication skills? What if she's not wifey material if you're looking to get married? That's what I'm saying. Start asking yourself these questions. Did she have a strong male figure, a masculine figure in her household growing up? Is she the type of woman who has her shit together in life? Or is everything just always haywire? Is this person really mature? Or are they childish? Start asking yourself these questions and answer honestly. Don't be biased. True wisdom is when you're able to answer honestly these things. And then see for yourself, when you stop putting women on this big pedestal, you start realizing that not every woman's as special as you thought she was. And when you get to that level, that's when you're truly going to start to realize that you bring a lot to the table and you're working on yourself. You're starting to self-actualize and bringing your dreams into reality and your goals into reality. That's when you're going to have your own frame because you have your own solid, stable structure and frame in your life. You're not relying upon other people. You're not listening to what other people are saying only as verification that this is the right thing to do. No, instead, you're first going to listen to yourself. And next, you might take those people's advice, but only the people that you actually trust and respect, not just anyone like most of us do. Most of us go around asking advice from the wrong people who haven't even achieved what we want to achieve. And that just doesn't make any sense whatsoever. You instead are going to have your own frame. And when you have your own frame, that's what's going to attract women to you. That self-reliance, that self-confidence, that swagger, all those things. So start planting those seeds of self-reliance and self-actualization, and you're going to naturally be self-confident, and you're going to be in your own strong frame, and other women are going to want to be in your frame just a small period of time.